And a pleasant good evening to you and yours, and welcome to the 7v7 Elite pregame show. Alan Zlotorzynski and my broadcast partner this week, Mr. Dan Hancock. We are broadcasting live from Viera High School tonight, where an old friend returns home. Yes, home, so to speak, as Kevin Mays and the Baker County Wildcats are in town tonight. And Coach Mays, of course, got his head coaching start here at Viera High School, built a program that would eventually go on to the 2015 state championship against St. Thomas Aquinas. I got a great story for you coming up about that. He won 50 games here at Viera in a 7-year stint before moving on to Baker County. And Dan, first of all, welcome to the broadcast tonight. It's great to have you here. You know Kevin Mays. You know the type of coach he is. It was a real loss for this program, but a real good get for Baker County.
Absolutely, Alan. And first of all, thanks for having me. As I've told you so many times, you do such a great job with the Brevard Sports Network. Thanks for having me in the booth tonight. And, yes, Coach Mays is a fantastic coach. Did so many wonderful things here at Viera. And he is a perfect fit for Baker County and that community and that football.
No doubt about it, and very excited tonight. Let's, though, switch and talk about the home team. We'll talk about Baker County a lot tonight. And I want to welcome those of you watching from Baker County tonight. Thank you for logging on. The Viera Hawks, Dan, I don't think it's any secret, are 0-4. Yeah. This is a young football team, but they have gotten better each and every week.
Sure.
You've seen progress, from that, even the Kickoff Classic against O'Galley to 6 times in the red zone against Satellite. And even last week, going into that fourth quarter against Bishop Moore, it was still a football game.
Absolutely.
What does this – you've seen teams, you've seen programs, you've watched. What's the next step? Where does the next step need to be here?
Well, they need to get a win. And that's whether it comes tonight, hopefully it comes tonight, or maybe it comes next week. But they have to learn how to win. They need to learn how to finish games. These guys are working hard. You see it week in and week out. They have to finish drives. They have to finish plays. They have to finish games. And they're knocking on the door. They're very close. And, learning how to win, it sounds so cliche, but it is something that these guys need to grab a hold of and feel like they can finish the mission. And they're close. They just need to do it. And once they do it, once they break through that door, I think it's going to be a nice second half of the season for these guys.
Yeah, I completely agree. And look, the first part of the schedule this year for this program was not an easy schedule at all. Not that it gets easier from this point on, but next week, if things stay the way they are in the county right now, they could be playing Heritage next week. And to be honest with you, Dan, one of those programs would come out with their first win of the season next week.
Right, absolutely. And, I watched your interview, a great interview with Coach Mays earlier this week, and he says, he said where you need to learn how to win and you stack anybody up against you across the field, and you need to know that you can beat them. And these guys have to beat somebody, but whether it's this year or next year, you're going to face hard teams.
Yep.
And you don't have to look at it like, oh, they're a harder team, they're going to win. No, you have to believe in yourself, believe in what Coach Staples is building right here, and just go after it. Go get it.
It was funny, Dan, because talking to Coach Kevin Mays about when he was here, he had a 1-9 season. And the question that I asked Coach Mays was, what did you do in such a short period of time to transition from a 1-9 season to taking the Viera Hawk program to the state championship game against St. Thomas in 2015? It was only a 4-year difference there. And he said you have to tune out the noise from the outside. You've got to instill that discipline on the inside. And if you can't do that to start, you probably aren't going to have success. Now, for Shane Staples, look, he's a young guy. He came with this program in Mays' that 2015 season, the first time on the sidelines. He's also maturing with this program. So it's going to be interesting to see how he grows as well with this.
Well, he's got to put his mark on it. He's been a position coach, and he's got a lot on his plate this year. He's a first-time head coach, a first-time coordinator. And he's running a lot of things, so he's going to learn to, he's going to have successes and he's going to have some quote unquote fails. So he just has to get through those things, learn from them, and move on. And the big thing is he's got to instill confidence in his players, whether it's good or bad. Everything's part of that system, and he's got to make sure that we're all moving forward together.
Yep. All right, so as the captains take the field here, we have got games around the county tonight in 3 games here on Brevard Sports Network. The other big game tonight, or 2 other big games here on BSN tonight. We've got Melbourne at Cocoa, and a lot of chatter, Dan, from the summer all the way up until this week between those 2 teams. How do you see that one playing out?
Well, everybody's always going to take, you know who.
Yeah.
But Melbourne, man, they look really good. They looked great last year, and I think they're continuing this year as well. They look like a solid team that's going to maybe do some damage this season. And
another game we have here on Brevard Sports Network, our super sophomore, Jackson Robb and Blue, Coach Rob Query, is on the call over at Heritage, or over at Merritt Island, where the Mustangs host the Panthers tonight. And I think tonight Brevard County is going to get their real good first look at the Tampa Jesuit transfer, Luke Knight.
Oh, yeah. So if he's playing tonight, this could be a really nice thing for Merritt Island.
All right, it's alumni night here at Viera as we get set for the national anthem. As the colors come to the middle of the field, we'll shut up and let the national anthem play. All right, welcome back here to Viera Hawks Stadium. This is the 7v7 Elite pregame show brought to you by 70v7elite.com, the premier 7v7 organization right here in good old Brevard County as Baker County Wildcats get set to take the field. If you're watching from Baker County tonight, welcome. As wouldn't you know it, kickoff is here, Dan, and so is the rain.
Of course.
Here's the thing. If you're watching from Baker County tonight, normally we run a broadcast with all the graphics, the scoreboard, bottom banners, all of it. We won't be doing that tonight, and here's why. Because we expect a very, very large viewing audience tonight for this one. And sometimes the pixels in the video will become choppy, and we just don't want that to happen. We're not in a great signal area here, and no matter what we do or how hard we've tried, it just doesn't work out that way. So I promise I will do my very level best to keep you up to date on score and time. As I'm telling you right now, the rain is really, really, really coming down here. We're not getting wet, though, are we, Dan?
No, we're pretty dry. And I tell you, Alan, you were out there last year when Viera played at Baker County. And I'm telling you, I played 2 years ago when I was coaching at Bishop Kenny. So the Baker County folks know Bishop Kenny. What a neat place to play. What a neat place to play football on a Friday night. That is a really nice little town.
Yeah, I love going up there. You got that true And what great hosts they were. You got that true Friday night lights feel to what was going on up there. And Lauren McClanahan asked, the Merritt Island game's somewhere on here, I would imagine. So, unfortunately, once I get going, it's hard for me to check on my guys. So hopefully Jackson Rob's got it figured out. The smoke will linger on the field for an hour now because of the rain. So, as we get set for kickoff here between 2-1 Baker County and 0-4 Viera. And listen, Baker County is coming off a loss last week to a district opponent that, listen, Kevin Mays, following a loss in his career, I'd venture to guess to say there isn't too many games where there's another.
No. And like I said, in that interview midweek Wednesday, he looked primed and ready for this game. He looked hungry for a win. So Coach Stable's got to do something special tonight to make that happen, get this first win for Viera. But I feel like Coach Mays is coming here hungry to redeem himself from last week.
I know the first thing I want to do is thank Baker County for wearing white jerseys with dark numbers.
Yes, sir.
That is always.
I can almost read Viera's tonight.
I can almost read Viera's. When the lights come on, you won't. I believe that is at number 3. That is Blake Mays. We know him.
We know that name.
That's that name. I think Blake Mays, Kevin said that Blake does a lot
all
for
over
this
the
team.
field.
Yeah, including kicking. So we are underway. That ball is fielded at the 15.
That Pillow?
Yep, Zach Pillow gets it out to
6, Zach Pillow.
25-yard line, and Viera will take over. 1st and 10 at the 25, Dan. And what do you do right here out of the gate? Weather, a factor.
Well, I know they've got something special planned for this opening drive, so I want to see it come through. But I tell you, that number 6, that Zach Pillow, he's been a nice player for a long time, and he's had a nice season so far. So he might be something part of this little opening drive.
We're a little thin tonight, so let us know if you can hear us okay and if you can see everything okay. 1st and 10 for Chase Cromartie. They run the RPO. It's been that way since Kevin Mays was here. Everybody shifts. All 5 receivers shift. 4 to the near side. Tripp stacked up in the slot. Cromartie rolls, throws, caught, and Baker County eats it up immediately on the tackle. Number 16, Jason Roden.
Who is that to? Mikey Schmidt?
Yep.
Mikey's had a nice season as well. So, you've got special players. You've got Schmidt. You've got Pillow. And obviously with Chase Cromartie as your quarterback, things are going to happen. So this rain's not always going to be in favor of either team tonight, but we'll see what they come out with here in play number 2 of this drive.
You just want, and I hate the fact that it's been like the Arizona desert here all summer.
No kidding.
And, since football season started, all of a sudden it's like the jungles of Africa during rainy season. Quick bubble screen there to Quincy Gillens, the senior, and Viera slowly but surely works themselves into a 3rd and about 3, Dan.
Manageable.
Jeff Versick watching. Jeff, if you would, just let me know that you can hear me okay and you can see everything okay as well. 3rd and 3. Not even that, really. 2.5 for Cromartie.
Going to go bunch left side. There they go. Spread them out. Pillows going wide.
Zach's got so many shifty moves.
He does. Great hands.
4, looks like a 4-down lineman. Looks like a 4-2. They got, really, right now, they got one
they got
deep.
a one-on-one left side and
nowhere. Thank you, Jeff. And listen, I love Shane. I don't necessarily know I like that call. 4th and 2, up the gut on 3rd and short. And I'm not here to criticize because if I knew anything about football, then I'd be down there coaching.
Absolutely,
but it's 4th and 5.
As would I.
Well, let's just say you should be. Back deep is Cameron Smith. And this is a guy Coach Mays told us about and said if he gets loose, nobody in the building is going to catch him. That's a good punt. They kick it away from Smith, and that'll get down.
That's a nice punt.
That's a great punt.
So, speaking of Jeff Versick, his son, Carter, what a great kid.
Yeah.
I've seen him. I've been here. I've been subbing. I don't want to brag. I'm a substitute teacher.
Nice.
I'm an educator. I mean, you can call me an educator. You can call me whatever you want, but I'm an educator. I've seen Carter the last 2 days here on campus, and what a great kid. And he's one of those kids that, especially in the weight room, these kids can really learn a lot from Carter. His personality, his commitment to the weight room, and just how he carries himself on and off the field. Really great kid.
And he's a heck of a golfer.
Well, his brother is better.
His brother,
right.
Well, Corey, right.
Yeah.
Davion Dean turns. Oh, keeps it.
What do we got?
Straight up the gut. Fooled me on that. And Davion Dean
First down.
picks up 11 on first down. And, again, Coach Mays told me tonight it would be
That's
Dean and Smith. That's the guys you got to watch.
He was right.
Right there. Baker County, again, coming off a loss last week to a district foe. This year, Dean, 19 of 47. That ball's out. That's weather-related, and that's a good break.
Isaac Hungerbuehler, backfield.
He's hard to control once you put him on between the white lines.
You know, that's my other son, Isaac, and he's having a nice career here at Viera so far.
Love the way he plays this game. And that's going to bring up second down and 10 following the miscue there. Dean in the gun, 2 backs, 1 each to his left and right. The give is to one of them. That is Smith, and Smith gets outside, and Smith kind of rides the pile there. Not the pile, but kind of rides the defense all the way up close to a Baker County first down, and it's going to be third and short. Good run by Smith.
Well, look where they have the ball spotted. I thought that was almost closer to
the
first
did too.
down. They're moving in a little bit. Cooper Keith, number 14, brought him down. But that looks like about 3rd and 2.
Yep.
3rd and almost 3.
Got to tighten up here if you're the Viera defense. Bobbled. Hungerbuehler again.
Isaac got him again.
Got him again.
Yes, sir.
And that's going to bring up 4th and a punting situation. And on the punt is Blake Mays.
And that's a great display from Viera.
Yep.
That's what you want to see. You can build off of that. Rattle them a little bit. Don't let them think they're going to come all the way this way just to run up and down the field on you. Go do something.
Yep.
And like you were saying earlier, this defense has improved week in and week out. That's great evidence of it right there.
Yes, it is. I love and if you're Baker County, you better get somebody on Isaac Hungerbuehler.
Yes, sir.
As Mikey Schmidt is back deep. Blake Mays. That's
Not
a bad
great
snap. And Mays keeps it, and he's looking to throw. He tries to punt it, gets something off. And I tell you what, Dan, that's an athletic play.
That's a great play. Great play for Baker County. Got to put them in just barely on the Viera side.
As Cocoa Beach leads Halifax 21-0, being listed as a final. Donnie Reaver Jr. on the update board all night tonight. Donnie, thank you for your hard work. 1st and 10.
So now the defense is coming off the field, and I'm sure they're saying to the offense, "Go do something. Let's not go. Let's give us a blow. Let's go do something."
You get that outstanding field position.
Look at it; it's great.
49-yard line. The ball is placed just 1 yard short of the midfield stripe. Judah Knight and Chase Cromartie in the backfield. Doubles, I believe. Nope, there's only one wide receiver on the left. Ball's out. Baker County has it back, covered up immediately by Avery Spurlock. As what happened there?
Just looked like a poorly executed.
Well, was it not a fumble?
I believe it's did he ever take possession of it?
I don't know what they called there, but okay, I'm a little confused. But nobody's complaining.
We'll take it.
Yeah. 2nd and 14, and the weather right now certainly having an adverse effect. This field has taken a lot of rain this week. This is Judah Knight. Knight tries to get outside. There's not going to be any cutting ability. Baker.
No. For either team. I mean, that equals it out. Mother Nature's the great equalizer.
Blake Mays on the stop. 3rd and 12. Quincy Gillens. Keep your eye on Quincy Gillens and Mikey Schmidt. Schmidt in the slot. Gillens near side. Zach Pillow far left. Judah Knight, Chase Cromartie.
Well, you got a lot of grass in front of Schmidt. Look at Schmidt.
Offsides.
There you go. Get 5 more.
So now it'll be 3rd and about 8, Dan.
That's manageable. I wouldn't hand it off. You got playmakers and you've got space. You've got grass in front of at least closer to us on the right side of the field. You've got guys.
The referee is Larry Wages, and Larry says the officials are from the Central Florida Officials Association tonight. Interesting, the MCOA is not here. 3rd and 7 for the Hawks. Baker County 5 down lineman, 5-3 set.
Gosh,
bad
there it is
snap.
again.
Yep. Ball still out, and that is definitely a
Baker
fumble.
County.
And Baker County's got that, and coming up with it, I believe, is Tucker Thrift. If that's 45. That's the only 40 I've got. 40 or 40. It's either Ashton Johnson or Tucker Thrift. Because there's only 2 40s on the roster, apparently. So it'll be 1st down and 10 for Baker County. Ball just exactly where Viera took over,
right.
except Baker has it on their own 48, 49-yard line as Davion Dean turns, gives. And right now, running backs, they're running very tentatively and taking advantage of it are these defenses, and that's just great penetration. And that time coming all the way up was Reese Reynolds. Was that Reese? No. Was that 41? It was either, was that number 4?
Well, yeah, I think that was Reese Reynolds.
Yeah, Reese came up.
Let's say it was Reese Reynolds.
Yeah, Reese Reynolds. Good pop, Reese.
As a senior, and these are guys that are not quitting on the season. They're there to make plays, and they're this season is not over for these guys.
2nd and 12. Now.
Oh boy.
Ball is hard to get up. Dean just lets it fly.
There's
this
one
could
for
be
Cooper
and
Keith.
is picked off. Nice block throw.
That's
too.
number 14, Cooper Keith.
So Keith with an INT.
And no disputed calls from the referee this week. That is a clean pick.
Yes. And I tell you what, Dan, that is the 3rd turnover we've seen, 2nd officially.
Yeah, and what a great season he's having so far. A ball hawk, a true ball hawk.
Yes, he is. And we got a timeout on the field. 5:46 to play in the first. Time for a water break here between Baker County and Viera. No score. Back in just a second. All right, welcome back. Water breaks over. 5:46 to go here in the opening quarter. No score between the Wildcats and the Hawks. Direct snap. That's not Chase Cromartie. That is, who was that? There we go. Was that Judah Knight? Judah Knight, direct snap to Judah. And he loses 4. It's been the theme of the night so far. And both teams playing from behind the sticks.
Cromartie's back out there. So what do we got? 2nd and about 13.
You know, Dan, this could just be one of these games where one big play is the difference.
Sloppy's all right. He might keep it a little closer. There's a handoff.
Nowhere to go there.
Might have got a yard.
In on the tackle, or making the tackle there, number 34, Avery Spurlock. Coach Mays' defense is led by a couple of sophomore linebackers. Tell you about them coming up here in just a second. That's offsides. Want to thank our sponsor tonight, Nick Farinella, realtor at Caldwell Banker Realty. 321-543-1685. Nick Farinella, thank you very, very much for your support of Brevard Sports Network and the Viera Hawks. Armstrong and Chessboard in tackles. And if we get any connection issues tonight, we'll immediately switch off and back on. Third down. Throws incomplete. And I'll tell you what, Cromartie took a nice shot there, but a legal shot, to say the least. And it'll bring up 4th and 7. You know, I might even, well, I guess not field position. I'm thinking gunslinger mentality here, man.
That's okay. I love it too.
Back deep is Cameron Smith. Cam Smith last year in this game, a game Viera won. C.J. Sims had arguably his best game, nearly blocked. Nice punt again.
Great punt. Great punt.
Another 45-yard punt. What a punt there. Who is that? Is that Jordan Torres?
I believe it is.
The soccer player, Jordan Torres.
I know from talking to the team or hearing some of the players this week, they had some competition going with the kicking game this week. And
no doubt.
He's back at it.
Yep. Jordan, not a great week last week.
No. So great opportunity for Viera.
Baker County
they're pinned back.
Yeah, and not only that, but they have not yet got a grip on the ball.
Yeah, no, correct.
I'd like to welcome in Diane watching. Let us know where you're watching from tonight. And that's actually not Davion Smith. That's Blake Mays running that play there. Blake Mays telling him, get up in there, hit the hole.
Barely getting a yard.
It'll be 2nd down and 9.5 yards. And Blake Mays is taking the snaps right here. Not the first Mays Kevin has coached.
That's right. I want to watch this little slot here.
Yeah. Mays, nice fake. Mays gets outside, turns the corner. He's got a first down and a good run by Blake Mays. And, of course, one of our favorites, and I think if there ever was a Viera Hall of Fame here, well, there is, but maybe one. That's right, I forgot I emceed it twice. If one of these days I should think that well, how can I not remember his older son's name? Brandon Mays. Brandon Mays should go into that.
What do you say? He's a senior at West Point this year?
Yep, quite a career he had here.
Just the force he was on that defense.
Yes, 1st and 10. And that's the same play, other side, and Mays slides that time. And he may have slid to a first down, but it's where the quarterback starts his slide. Doesn't matter. Mays has picked up 24 yards and 2 carries. Making it happen. And the thing he's doing is he's not playing tentative.
No, he's not. Whereas the defense, they don't look like they want to make a tackle sometimes.
Right. Mays, he held on to it.
And still going.
And Blake Mays, the drive of Mays here, right?
Good defensive effort there by Viera. Only a gain of 3.
Space Coast leads Toho 7-0. That's a shocker. Toho coming in at 3-0. Space Coast, I'll tell you, they took one on the chin last week. 76-0 to Cocoa.
Yeah. What was that, an all-time high for Cocoa?
Yeah. 7 touchdown passes by Blake Boda. Yeah. 2nd and 4, man in motion, give to Cam Smith.
Wide
Smith
open.
is gone.
He's gone.
Cam Smith at the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Baker County, 1:41 to play. Cam Smith with a 55-yard run.
Was that the man he warned us about?
That's the man he warned us about.
MDM, most dangerous man.
He said if he gets in the open field, nobody in the stadium is going to catch him, and that happened.
Well, he was right.
Yeah.
He was right.
All right. Blake Mays, who really got this drive going for Baker County, is on for the extra point. Careful planting that foot. Snap, hold, Mays.
And
does it
is
go
good.
through? It does.
That's good.
And with 1:39 to play in the opening quarter, Baker County on a Cam Smith 55-yard touchdown scamper leads it 7-0. All right, welcome back to Hawk Stadium. Alan Zlotorzynski and Dan Hancock with you as Jordan Torres kicks it up. Or, I'm sorry, not Jordan Torres. If you're Hawks. Oh, look at this line down the sidelines. Mikey, is that Mikey Schmidt?
I'm not sure.
And
It looked like it might have been Pillow again.
if that's Zach Pillow, he is now drenched. And
Yeah,
I'm here to
that's
tell
Pillow.
you that he just slid through an area that is a complete mud pit
He
over
might
there.
be finding mud on Thursday where
Yeah.
he didn't know mud could be.
Yes, indeed. That, wow, I feel bad for him on that one.
Just make sure the hands are dry and ready to go.
Yep. You can worry about everything else tonight.
Trying to look while they set up. I'm trying to look to see. It's alumni weekend here, Viera. I'm trying to see if we got some old players on these sidelines back in the, at least on the track. See who showed up tonight.
Huh?
Jamari Lyons.
Oh, is he? Okay. Jamari Lyons is here, Florida. Baker County.
Offsides
Oh,
again.
they got back.
No,
they
no,
got
they
back.
did.
Nice job. I guess they. I don't ever understand that. That's Cromartie who gets wrapped up and thrown down on the play by number 13. That's Martez Holland. And Dan, can you ever figure out encroachment? Sometimes they let them get back. Sometimes they don't.
You know, it's funny because before bed, I go to Wikipedia and I look at stupid things before I fall asleep. And I looked up encroachment the other night, and I still don't understand it.
Yeah.
Wikipedia, I went on a search, like if you touch the defense touches offense before the ball.
It's
still
crazy.
don't get it. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. 2nd and 9 for Viera. Judah Knight is taking
Direct
the snap. Yep. Knight, it goes nowhere, and nobody blocked on that one. And in on the stop is Jason Roden, that time, number 16 for Baker County. If you're just joining us, Cam Smith scampered 55 yards for a touchdown. The extra point was good, and Baker County leads it 7-0. Cocoa 3-0 over Melbourne. And again, just a terrific job Donnie Reber Jr. does. If you don't have anything to do and you're here local tonight, you want something to eat or a drink afterwards, come on down to Slow and Low Barbecue. Once again, we want to thank Nick Farinella, 3215-4316-85, Caldwell Banker. Cromartie, 3rd and 10. Cromartie.
Last play of the quarter,
Yep.
and let's make it a good one.
And he had him there. He can't get a grip on the ball, and you can see him as soon as he threw the ball. Going to have to figure it out. You got to throw a wet ball at this level.
Yeah. You know, from a quarterback coach and just all that, bigger hands help. You know, what are you going to do about it? But it's, I don't know.
You can't grow.
You can't grow in the middle of the game, but there's a towel I see right there. Maybe we could drive this ball off as soon as we can, off as we can.
The man that scored a touchdown, Dan, is back deep so far. Jordan Torres has done a really good job keeping the ball away from him. A couple of 45, 50-yard punts. He's going to have to do it again.
Well, you can do it.
Nice snap. Oh, that's blocked. Blocked, scooped. And Jordan Torres, blocked by number 13. Martez Holland, recovered by Derrickle Major, and it's 1st and 10 inside the Nick Farinella Realtor red zone, Dan.
They didn't need that.
No. And that's the end of the first quarter. What a way to end the quarter on a block punt. We'll be back with the start of the second quarter. Baker County 7, Viera nothing. All right, welcome back here to Viera Hawks Stadium. A block punt by Baker County. So Baker threatening to score as they are inside the Nick Farinella red zone here. And the storm clouds that are now moving in are that of the Wildcats, threatening to make it 14-0 here. The last drive, Cam Smith went 55 yards. And I tell you what, Blake Mays took over on the third drive for Baker County at quarterback, and he's back in as Davion Dean is now in the slot for them. Titusville 7, MCC nothing. Couple of one-win teams there. Titusville looking to go to 2-2. Once again, Nick Farinella from Caldwell Banker Realty, 321-543-1685. Here's a look at Nick. And the Viera Hawk cheerleaders as well under the guidance and direction of head coach Cheryl Dravis. Now, if you're watching tonight from Baker County and you're wondering where's the scoreboard, the clock, and all that, well, obviously, we had some issues with the signal there, and so we're just running a straight Facebook Live tonight. Yep, yeah, absolutely. 1st and 10. Mays out to Davion Smith, and Smith stays on his feet. What a play by Smith breaking that tackle. He gets all the way down inside the 5. It'll be 1st and goal, Baker County. And it looked like Viera had him dead to rights over there. But Davion Smith continued the battle. And right back to the line of scrimmage go the Wildcats. 1st and goal to go. Mays turns, gives. Cam Smith in. Baker County touchdown following the block point. And it's 13-0. Wildcats on top. As Blake Mays will come out for the extra point. The holder is Davion Dean. And Mays with the kick coming. He was perfect on the last one. Split the uprights. That's right. Davion Dean, right, number 2. Cam Smith scored a touchdown, though. Kick is up, and it is good. And, yep, Dean with a great play there. Just, he looked like he was, I don't know how he stayed on his feet over there, to be honest with you. Because that area of the field is soaked. And, it is slop over there. And Dean kept his footing. And it is 14-0 Baker County, and Baker County looking to avenge that district loss last week, and so far so good for the Wildcats. Cam Smith with 2 touchdowns in this one. And Blake Mays is having himself a game as well. So Blake Mays, speaking of, will kick off here. I'd love to say a beautiful night in Viera, but it's not. Nice kick by Blake at the 3. And out to about the 20-yard line is where the Viera Hawks and Chase Cromartie and this offense will start. Something has to happen here. And weather cannot be a factor. At this point, 11:26 to play in the first half. 14-0 Baker County. Thought last year, we were so excited here in Brevard County last year because in the playoffs last year, finish the thought here in just a second, Cromartie in trouble, and he gets out of it, and nice, what a tackle. Just a great not give up tackle there by Philip Jackson, who just stuck an arm out, and Cromartie had nothing but green and wet field ahead of him, and Philip stuck his arm out and got him down to hold Chase to a gain of 5. But last year it looked as though the Final Four matchup would be Baker County and Merritt Island, which would have really been something. But Seabreeze had to upset the apple cart and ended up winning. And so they went on to play Merritt Island. And Baker, of course, had to travel all the way down to Miami Central. And his nice move, nice run by Judah Knight. Good hard run by the senior. His helmet comes off. He'll have to leave for a play. But the Hawks have their first down of the night. It'll be 1st and 10 now. Ball at the 39. And as Coach Mays said in the interview we did with him earlier this week, that, quite a difference. He didn't understand having to go all the way to Miami as opposed to coming 2.5 hours here to Brevard County. They had to spend $15,000 on buses to go to Miami Northwestern last year, when that price could have been cut in a third to come here to Brevard County. This is number 21. A ball is out, and he is absolutely popped, and that's going to be a flag to helmet, and that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. Good run by number 21 there, Cam Mills, and they'll tack on 15 to the run. That was a shot to the face out of bounds. Can't do that. And Viera now trying to answer Baker County, who has scored touchdowns on their last 2 drives. But this is definitely a 15-yard penalty as Osceola leads Rockledge 7-0 in the game of the week in Brevard County. You all right?
What we got?
1st and 10 for Viera following a shot to the face there, a personal foul. Good run by Cam Mills, and Viera moving the football for the first time tonight.
Well, take advantage of it,
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. 1st and 10 at the 30.
Punch one downfield. Let's throw the ball.
Yep.
Put some air on it.
It's little. I wouldn't say it's about as dry as it's going to get. Cam Mills stopped in the backfield there by number 20. Turn around, young man, so we can give you the recognition. 22. It's Cale Cruz, the sophomore linebacker that is 2nd on Baker County in tackles this year. No gain. 2nd and 10. It should be, right?
I think I'm like you, though, Alan. I'll air the ball out a little bit.
Throw it. Got to throw it. Cromartie.
Right here.
There it is. Throws.
Maybe a flag.
And no flag, but good coverage by
But I like it.
Trenton Armstrong. I do, too. I think
like the
you
play.
got to take a shot, Dan.
Yeah.
What was your philosophy?
throw every down, throw every down. And I would come off the field, and parents, you didn't run enough. You didn't run enough. And they're right.
Right.
But I'm going to throw it.
Right. It's the opportunity.
I'm an air raid guy.
Right. Love it. You and what's his name? Steve Leach.
Yeah.
Right.
And it comes from Spurrier. Spurrier loved to throw it. But he had a good running. He had a better mix, but I just love it. And especially when you've got Chase Cromartie, that's what he does best. He throws the ball. You've got receivers. You've got the ability to throw the ball and, mix it in. But I want to see that ball thrown.
Last year in this game, C.J. Sims.
Best game of his career.
Yeah. 2 awesome touchdown passes to
Yeah.
Dom Gentile in that one. So Quincy Gillens had a nice play in that. And C.J. took off on a touchdown run.
He had a great – C.J. had, his best night of his career, and he was awesome that night.
3rd and 10 for Viera. And this has kind of been what's happened to this offense this year. They drive in between the 20s, get down there, maybe in the red zone.
3rd down has not been
stall.
kind to him.
No. But I think it's 4-down territory.
Yeah, again, 3rd down. This is should be a passing down.
Yep, and they hand off. That's Cam Mills stuck, and it'll be. He may even lost a yard there. And first on the scene again is Martez Holland. Holland and number 15, Seth Chestnut, the other sophomore linebacker.
So they're going for it.
Somebody asked if Sims graduated. He did.
He did,
graduated last year. So
Yeah.
4th and 10. It'd be foolish of me to ask you what you would do here, Dan, but where would you throw the ball?
Well, I'm looking again at Mikey Schmidt. I've got more grass on that right side of the ball. I've got less coverage. I'm looking at Mikey Schmidt.
14.
That's me. I'd move action. I'd transition, move him to the left, open up Mikey.
As Chase in trouble.
He's got him.
There it is. There's the throw high. And that will be a turnover on. He had him there.
Yeah, he did.
He did. And listen, if we're telling truths here, if there were a junior or a senior quarterback on the roster, Chase may be playing a level lower right now to hone his skills a little bit.
Yeah.
He may be. And that depends on the quarterback that would be playing. But this is a young football team. Chase is growing with his receivers.
Yeah, he'll learn from this.
He's going to learn from this.
He's got to get coached up.
Yeah.
I don't know who the quarterback coach is. I don't know I don't know how they figure stuff out. He's got to learn from it, and he will. He will. Chase, I've known Chase as a quarterback since he was 6 years old.
Yep.
When that helmet comes on, he's a different kid. He's a smart kid, a great arm. He'll learn.
Yep.
This is not Little League. It's not JV football anymore.
No. Nope. And this is Blake Mays, who turns nothing.
He's having a night.
He is having a night. And, good for Blake Mays because he comes back to where he was essentially raised as a kid, played youth football, went to school here until, Dad took the job up at Baker County. And he's playing against guys he played with.
And look, he's not a big kid.
No.
I mean, size-wise, he's not a big kid. He's making plays. Obviously, Baker County's going to breed some line to block for him. But there we go.
Ball's out and does the smart thing, just falling on it there. That's number 9 who does that for Baker County, and that's Kenaias Williams.
But Mays has a good head for the game. He's making plays. He's not staring down his receivers. He's making plays, running the ball, throwing the ball. He's having a great night.
Yep.
I'm sure he's a real asset for his dad.
Wonder if the Mays boys ever argued who the better high school football player is.
Brandon might win that one.
Yeah, Brandon was good.
Just because he's the older guy.
Yeah. And a senior at West Point.
Yeah, I mean, you're not winning that argument.
No.
Just take that L.
Yep. Got an opportunity to see Miss Erica Mays beforehand as well. 2nd and about 18. This is Cam Smith who tries to get outside. Don't let him turn that corner. They don't.
Got a little wet out there.
Yeah, I'd say so. And 7:23 to go in the first half. 14-0 Baker County on top. Couple of touchdown runs by Cam Smith, a 55-yarder and a 1-yarder. Right now, the back in the backfield is Kanias Williams. Doubles. That means 2 wide receivers to each side. Mays drops back, looks, fires, throws across the middle.
Good.
Stuck immediately there on the play. Get the number, Dan. Who was that truck?
You were right, Alan. When the nighttime comes.
Yeah, I know.
21?
Yeah, well, no clue. If it maybe Cam Mills, if it is, I'm not sure. Once the night comes, the numbers become virtually.
It was a Viera Hawk.
Yes, virtually impossible to see. And Mike Moffitt, I apologize, bud, but we need a little bit punting situation. And my goodness, what a great punt! That ball's going to take a Baker County bounce.
Splash. That is a wet football field, my man.
47-yard punt by Mays, and with 6:15 to go, this is where the Viera Hawks offense will take over and try to generate some sort of a drive here. We should have the water break coming up. Let's look at the schedule the rest of the way. And again, if this doesn't turn out the way Viera Hawk fans would want tonight, next week Heritage comes to town.
Yeah.
And you're looking at an opportunity there where there could be 2 winless teams with an opportunity to pick up their first win. And whichever team would win that game next week, man, that's a huge, huge bump for the program moving forward. I don't even want to think about the poor team that doesn't. But, so, yeah.
And it's a road game for Viera.
Right.
So you just have to, the first half of the season is done. You have to just flush it. You have to get past it and move on. This is the new season. Everything's fresh, and you throw all the cliches. You can fire them up before the game, all that stuff. By the second drive, all that stuff's out the window.
Right.
They just have to build off what they're doing. They're doing some good things.
Yep.
But they just have to go in there and just lay their will on Heritage and hope they can come out as victors that night.
2 teams played a great spring game. 28-28
really
tie.
Yeah.
It was a very entertaining game. Yeah, it was. It really was.
I think that was the game that they thought that they were going to go down there and do something. And Heritage gave them a ball game, and that's when they realized this is going to be a season. They're going to have work ahead of them, and they're going to have to put the work in. And here they come. This is where they can really open up some things next week.
Kevin talking to Coach Mays, he talks to Shane Staples. Talked to him a couple times this week, straight up the gut.
Yeah.
2nd and 8. Talked to Shane Staples twice this week, Dan, he said, and telling me that, just offering him advice to stay within himself and in the program. Keep the outside noise out. Look, Kevin took over for Paul Frazier here at Viera back in 2011. Went 5-6 his first year as a head coach. After that, he went 1-9. And then 8-2, 9-1, 10-5, and reached the state championship.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Whatever he did, you have to do that. And Coach Staples has to figure out his philosophy. You don't want to do everything. If they wanted Kevin Mays, it would have Kevin Mays.
Right.
You know what I mean? So Shane Staples has to do Shane Staples. It's going to be different. It's going to look different. It's going to feel different. He has to go figure out what his philosophy is. And I'm sure he has. Whatever he's preaching, he's got to stay consistent with it. He's got to hold these guys accountable. And they'll get better every week. And you feel bad for the seniors because this is their last year, but it's not a write-off year. It means just as much to them as these new freshmen that are coming through. And listen, you've got some freshmen on this ball team that are making some great plays and making a great name for themselves. But Coach Staples, he has his work obviously cut out for him, but he just has to stay true to himself and whatever it is he's trying to preach.
It's Heritage, Bayside, Harmony, Melbourne, and Merritt Island. That's what's left on paper. All games they should be competitive in.
Yes, correct.
And that is a punt that goes wobbly, but Cam Smith is just going to watch it. It'll be down at the 45.
Right at the 45.
So I think we have not had the water break yet. I don't think. So bite my tongue when I say this, but across the state we could be looking, hopefully the forecast tracks don't play out the way they should, but if they should, there may not be any high school football on the state next week.
Well, if there's not, take advantage of that too.
Yep.
You know, sometimes these little unaccounted for bye weeks are helpful.
Yeah.
You know, this is a tell the truth week next week. Where are we at? What can we build on? And then go work it. You know.
What did we learn from these 5 tough games?
Absolutely. Yep. And again, they've done some good things these last few weeks. Go study those too. You can't just look at all the bad things. Go look at the good things too.
Mays hands off. Look at Cam Smith. My goodness gracious, he's got a burst of speed, that young man.
Yes. Coach Mays was right about that one. He's a good one.
Sterling Shepard says, what's happening next week? Well, you take a look at some of the and again, I'm a big fan of Mike's weather page.
Sponsored by Home Depot.
Yeah, right. You look at some of the weather pages, and there could be some wind and rain in good old Florida this coming week. A lot of
it. Again, Mays with a keeper.
14-0, Baker County on top and driving. Boy, I tell you, Coach Mays was certainly right about that Cam Smith.
Yeah, he was. And you know, the ground game is their conservative game, but, you know, that's going to win them the game this night. You know,
yeah.
It's just keep the ball on the ground, keep, good hands on the ball, and this could be their night, and here they go again.
Straight up the gut, and, I mean, they are close to a first down. It'll be third and about 1 on the carry. That time was Kanias Williams, and it'll be third, or actually they flip. Oh, no, it should be third and about 2. Keith on the stop. Talk about a great family. The Keith family, goodness gracious.
You know, and there's a lot of basketball players on this football team, and they, basketball I think has helped in so many ways. You hear about the dual sport athletes, but basketball, just with their lateral movements, their hands, their feet, it's been such a great thing. And obviously with Cooper Keith, his dad's the head basketball coach here at Viera.
Yeah, he's
having a remarkable year. Every week it's a pick by number 14, Cooper Keith.
Yep,
Viper.
Yep. Sterling, it's all right, buddy. I didn't know about it till today. And he loses his footing, and it's going to be close. Yeah, but I think they're going to mark him just short. They're going to call it 4th down.
I imagine they're going to go for it, though.
I would think so. Yeah. Now, I don't care who you are. Mays, Staples, Spurrier, Belichick. 4th and a foot. Why are we in the shotgun? I hate that. That's why.
Well, there's that. And going under center is not being taught, though. I'll tell you that.
I like my chances a little more. I was always told the quickest path between two destinations is a straight line, right? Sure. Under center gets you there a little bit quicker, I think.
Well, if we want to take a poll tonight, I'm going to go with yes, sir.
1st and 10. Press box, what'd you call it today on Twitter? I loved it. Press box preaching. Love that. In fact, I got a text from Caleb when you read that, and he said, that's what I've never heard you say. I said, there's a lot of stuff Dan says that nobody's ever heard.
Some of it you can't repeat.
Right.
But while these guys are resetting, I tell you, Alan, the team you've built here at Brevard Sports Next with Caleb and Jackson, you've got a phenomenal crew.
Well, I appreciate it.
It's really neat. Like with Jackson, doing his post-game stuff. It's fantastic. You've got a really great crew.
Well, I appreciate that, Dan, and pleasure to have you part of it tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
2nd and 8. But you know, that's going to be a false start, and that's going to back Baker County up. But for those watching 1:10 to go in the half here, so I would imagine at some point we're going to see a pass here from Baker County. But, Dan, you've got a background in media as well. You and I did some radio together. Talk a little bit about that.
The glory years. We were, I think we got I know I got my start 2014. I was covering the
I was right there with you,
Yep. So I think you and I came together. The first time we met was for this state championship in 2015. Did a bunch of coverage for the Southeastern Conference with Gridiron Now.
Mm-hmm.
Did that for a couple years, and I started covering the Jags. But that's when I fell into coaching. That was my true passion, and that's when I just dove headfirst into that and spent a bunch of time and a bunch of miles and spent a bunch of money on gas doing it. But, taking a break, and here I am back in the press box on a Friday night.
First of all, I love having you here. You're so good. I used to love your stuff with Gridiron. Are you still around?
No, they're not.
No.
And I think they scrubbed everything from the internet too.
Did they?
Yeah, I don't know if they cost some money to keep it up there, but yeah, they scrubbed
That's
everything.
unfortunate because I really enjoyed their coverage.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
It was a good thing. And I think they just dove everything into the local radio station up at Jax, but they're still covering the Jags, so the flagship station, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Good.
So
Good.
I'm just no longer a part of it.
2nd and 8. Well, that's unfortunate because you should be. I love what you do, man. Blake Mays and Baker County, 2nd and 8. Tell you here in a minute, Sterling. Mays turns. Well, actually keeps it straight up the gut. Blake Mays down inside the 5. Sorry, I put the camera a little ahead of him there. And it'll be 1st and goal.
Yeah,
Scrub the pass.
Yeah.
You like that call?
That young man's a wrecking ball.
Yeah.
Hey, when it works out like that, I absolutely love the play.
Yeah. Mays again, this time straight in and in for a Baker County touchdown. Set up by the run by Blake Mays. 4th down. Was it? Third down.
Third.
Who is that? Jersey's no longer white. Is that Cam Smith? No, that touchdown scored that time by Kanias Williams. And with 52 seconds to play in the first half, it is 20-0 Baker County pending the extra point. Coming up at halftime, absolutely nothing here. But you'll hear maybe, I don't know if the band, is the band that? Yep, here comes the band. I'm going to let you guys hear the band tonight. Snap, hold, and May somehow, I tell you, that's a heck of a job by Davion Dean to get that snap up and held.
Quick, yeah.
And a great job by Mays to get that through the uprights for .21. So with 52 seconds to play in the first half, Baker County all over the Viera Hawks, 21-0. Dan, I don't know what adjustments you can make given the weather conditions and where you are as a football team, but some things got to happen for Viera in the second half.
Well, honestly, I think this is where psychology comes in. You know, you're going to make some adjustments, hopefully, but this is where you just got to keep their head in the game. You know, I mean, what are we saying? What are we telling these guys at halftime? What if I'm asking you, Alan? What are you seeing that's working?
I think we just, and here's where I think you gotta. I'll tell you after the kickoff because there's a lot I think I would say here, and my coaching style was that of, let's just say I wasn't. I'm more of a disciplinarian.
Yeah.
Okay, that was me. For a short period of time, I did some coaching, and my whole thing was rinse and repeat, right? I mean, you can't keep making the same mistakes over and over again, but effort. I want to see effort, and I want to see it for 4 quarters, and I think these athletes are good enough to where that if they are giving the effort, we would see a better performance sometimes, and that's the thing that I would harp on.
For sure.
Is effort, right? I'd be all over them at halftime about giving a better effort.
Well, absolutely, because the last thing, again, it's halftime. It's also halfway through the season. You don't want them giving up.
No. Look at
there
this.
We go.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about.
A wet field. I mean, you're not going to do much about a wet field.
Yep, nope. And that was a great run. But that would be my thing, the effort. Keep playing. If I see anybody quitting, you're not playing.
And looking at the sideline tonight, compared to the first 1 or 2 games of the season, they look engaged on the sidelines. They don't look distraught. They don't look like they're giving up, which I like.
And that's the thing, Sterling made a great point, too. Go out and win the third quarter.
Yes, sir.
Go win the third quarter, win the fourth quarter, win the half.
Right.
Right?
Might not win the game.
Right.
Take a quarter here and there and build off of that.
Right. 24.3 seconds, and the Hawks will take a timeout here. But I would say that Coach Mays has got his team rebounded from what he called a butt whipping last week.
Accurate. Yeah, that's accurate.
I don't know if that was an expected loss or, I don't think there's ever an expected loss in Baker County.
Not in the district, especially. Right. We were looking for his son Mays with that last kick there. We played them 2 years ago, and while we were warming up before the game, his son kicked He was kicking field goals, kicked the lights. The lights they had, for whatever reason, their lights are set up right behind the uprights.
Right.
Shattered the lights. Took out the entire lighting system at Baker County. We
Oh.
had to wait 2 hours for them to come restore power.
Really?
The boy put the football through the light stanchion.
2nd and 8 for Cromartie. Turns, ball's out, falls on it. Good job. There to touch up is Martez Holland, who's had a good first half. And that should be the end of the first half. So here's what we're going to do. Now, I must also say this. We've gotten a lot of requests to be able to hear the halftime band. I'm going to unplug the microphone. Brevard Sports Network is not responsible for anybody off the mic and a hot mic and what you hear. So just want to let you know that right now. Halftime here at Hawks Stadium, 21-0 Baker County. Back for the third quarter coming up. All right. There we go. Hot mic. Enjoy the halftime show. If I can get down there, this if. Go. I tell you what, coming up Tuesday night, they got the Cape Coast Conference Volleyball Championships, and that was unexpected. I didn't think Merritt Island and Viera were going to play until next week or next month.
Yeah, they were warming up right after school today.
I'll tell you, man, that's going to be quite a match.
Hey, thank you for leaving the mic on. My parents said,
No cussing.
hey, you're not responsible.
I love the.
I appreciate it. My parents have been tuning in. Like,
Well-
and I get, like, you know, they all got it like last week.
Because your parents are my age, the Sticks and Stones is so good. It's such a great thing.
Marching Hawks, you may take the field. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's performance of the 2022 Viera High School Marching Hawks. The band is under the field direction of drumming section of Viera Mason and head drum major Taylor Driver. The color guard captain is Haley Armstrong. The percussion captain is Melanie Lange and Ethan Mercer. The brass captains are Vince Carmelo and Belton Schulmeyer. The woodwind captains are Julian McDaniel and John Sustanella, and the band captain is Alyssa Blood. Tonight's musical performance includes songs made famous by the Rolling Stones and Sticks. Come Sail Away, Gimme Shelter, Paint It Black, and Mr. Roboto. We call it Sticks and Stones. Drum makers, is your band ready? Viera High School Marching Hawks. You may now begin your performance. Viera High School Marching Hawks. Information about the bands and orchestras at Viera High School can be found at www.vieramusic.com. Please support us through purchase of concessions products at our concession stand to support this organization. And thank you.
Next game, I'm getting hot dogs for nachos.
All right. Just running a test here to make sure we were able to plug back in successfully. And it sounds like we have. Yep, we're good. All right. So it is 21-0 Baker County on top here, halftime about to come to an end. Just a great job done by the Viera High School marching band, the Marching Hawks. Little back to our, well, at least my early teenage years, Dan, with a little bit of Sticks.
I love the stick. I love Sticks and Stones, but if you're going to ask me, hey, do you want to go see the Stones or Sticks? I'm going Sticks. That's just me.
Especially now, what's been the best concert you've ever seen?
Well, I have a weird answer that you wouldn't expect.
All
I
right.
saw Harry Connick Jr. for songs I heard at Christmas time. Harry Connick Jr. is probably the best performer I've ever seen.
You are not the first person to ever tell me that.
He is fantastic.
They said that the entertainer and showman that he is on stage trumps anything they've ever seen. And for me, it was, believe it or not, it was a concert I never even wanted to go to. It was Paul McCartney.
Well, Miss Page could tell you the story. We went to go see him in March.
Paul
at the Citrus Bowl.
Uh-huh.
And I was kicked out within 40 minutes.
What?
That's probably not a story for the air.
Right.
It was a bucket list thing to go see Paul McCartney. I was kicked out within 40 minutes. People listening to this probably not surprised. But for the 40 minutes, it was fantastic. I saw Leonard Skinner's last concert at the Gator Bowl. They're the last concert before their next to last concert. It was unreal.
It's you said Leonard Skinner?
Yep.
You also saw, I remember seeing you in the crowd over here for Willie Nelson.
Saw Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson. That was a good show right here locally.
I love live music, and Willie was, for over here for being at the fair, he was, he's Willie Nelson. He's great, but I've seen some great shows in my day.
Charlie Daniels.
Saw Charlie Daniels.
Travis Tritt right here.
I saw Travis Tritt. Charlie Daniels was at the last Leonard Skinner show too. He opened. He was the opening act.
I was very blessed to be able to interview Charlie in his final tour before he passed away, and Charlie was quite the gentleman.
Yeah.
Loved Tennessee football.
He's what they call good people. Now hold your wallet out, and I'm gonna hold my wallet out.
All right.
Because I feel like we got to the same store.
Okay. Oh, all right. So there's Dan's wallet right there. Okay. And there's Alan's wallet right there. So that's probably got it from the same spot, I'm guessing.
What flea market were you at?
Right. Exactly. Big Ravens fan I am. Dan, you're a big Jags fan. Look, your Jags are playing some good football, man.
They are, yeah. Week 1 was what it is. I mean, you can't take it back. They were close. They should have won.
Should have won.
But you can't. What are you going to do? You can't do it.
Nope.
Last week was total domination against Indianapolis. The Colts have not won in Jacksonville since 2014. Alan, they haven't been very good since 2014, so we'll take that.
I don't want to talk about what my Ravens did last week. I know there are a lot of Dolphins fans out there. Congratulations to you. You are 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0.
2-0.
I'm okay with. I was never a Tua fan when he was coming out. I still think he's questionable. I just don't want to be wrong about McDaniel or McCarthy, whatever his name is, because he's such a nerd. But he seems like he's the real deal.
Under a minute to go here. Whatever happens, all I know is the Steelers lost again last night.
You'll take that, right?
I'll take that all day long. Sorry, Steeler fans. But as a Baltimorean, a native Baltimorean, if you can't tell by the accent, not a big fan of sports teams in Pittsburgh. Love the people. Teams, not so much.
No. That was so the Jags came into existence. We were in the same division with the Steelers. And there's still some great games.
The greatest football game I've ever seen live in the NFL was a Jaguars-Ravens game. It was the year the Ravens won the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And the Jaguars came into, at the time, what was PSI Net Stadium.
Yeah.
and they went up on the Ravens 28-3 at the half.
28-3.
Tony Banks threw 5 touchdown passes, and Shannon Sharp caught the game winner with about 40 seconds to go to win like 38-35 or something crazy.
Yeah.
And both Jaguars receivers, Jimmy Smith and
McCardell.
who was the other one?
Keenan McCardell.
Yeah, Keenan McCardell had over 200 yards receiving in the game. And that's catapulted the Ravens to their first Super Bowl that year in 2000. All right, we are ready for kickoff and the start to half number 2 here at Hawk Stadium. It is all Baker County at the moment. They'll receive the ball as Jordan Torres puts his left foot into it, and that will go stop. He got lucky there. Picked up and looking for a seam or trying to get outside. He's got a clean jersey on. That's lucky that wasn't a penalty there. On the return was number 6. That's Mekhi Mosley on the return, and this is where Blake Mays, who took over, Dan, in the 3rd series for Baker County. And what have you seen from Blake so far?
Man, he's run the show. I mean, this has been his night. It's been Baker County and the Mays show. He's whatever you need him to do, he's doing it. Mr. Swiss Army knife. He's having a great night. Viera's just got to figure out a way to stop him. You know, it's inside zone. It's nothing exotic. You just got to stop him, put some hands on him, put him on the ground.
I want to welcome everybody watching from Baker County tonight. Appreciate you, and of course all of our loyal viewers. We're up to combine all of our social medias together. Now we're up to about 30,000 followers, 17 I think on Facebook, and a combination of 13, but through the other media platforms. But thank you so much to all of you out there. If you wouldn't mind giving the page a like. I know we go live a lot, and it's a pain, but I think we put out some pretty good content.
Yeah, I wonder if you sleep.
Well,
you're always busy somewhere.
Tonight, no, but yeah, we find time. This is Cam Smith. Smith follows nobody outside, and he will be stopped by somebody told me what a flock of hawks were, and I can't remember, but it's not like a flock of hawks. It's not what it's called. So I'd be happy to learn again. If anybody knows,
Sure.
put it in the comment section.
The Facebook comments will tell me that it's not a harem.
Yeah. 3rd and 5 for Mays and the Wildcats offense. We got whistles. And see what the White Hat says here. Dead ball, false start.
That's going to go again.
Says Larry Wages, the White Hat tonight. And that'll back them up 5 yards, and it'll be 3rd and 10. So if the Hawks can get a stop here, a good start to the second half.
Yeah. This is where you want to see your adjustment, obviously, and this is where they've had a nice outing here so far early in this 3rd quarter.
Tough snap. Mays handles, throws low, 4th and 10. So here you go.
Throw.
I think that he had to rush that from the get-go.
He did. Never looked comfortable. His feet weren't set, and just obviously threw a ball about 2 yards in front of his receiver.
I don't care what level you're a quarterback, and you know this. You know some of the best quarterback coaches around. That anytime you've got to hurry anything from that position, it generally doesn't turn out well.
Usually not, especially at this age.
I believe Mikey Schmidt or Zach Pillows back deep. And Blake Mays to punt. Oh, I don't know how he got it off.
Man,
He
that's twice
sidestepped.
tonight.
Yeah. He can't do anything wrong.
No.
And it'll be
Right
down.
45.
All right. So, Dan, here you go. Chase Cromartie, and a good start field position-wise, a good start defensively. See if the Hawks can make something happen.
Again, put the ball in the air. Let's try it.
21-0, Baker County on top, 10-12 to go in the 3rd quarter here. Alan Zlotorzynski and Dan Hancock with you. I want to thank Nick Farinella, realtor. And coming up tomorrow night is casino night. It's alumni weekend here. Log on to the Viera Hawks page. Casino night tomorrow night, big night.
I'd have some design pass plays. I'd get away from the RPO. It just takes too much time. They're not protecting long enough. I would just have some design plays and just get that ball out.
There it is. And Dan Hancock You called it.
Call it, right? Let's do it again.
That's gain of 4, 3.5. Be second and 6.5, 7. I would have, if I was Shane Staples, I'd have the guy in charge of the footballs tonight standing right next to me on the sidelines with about 40 towels.
In and out. I think Pillow on the left side's got a nice little mismatch one-on-one.
That's double coverage. And that is
intercepted.
Incomplete. That's the things that Chase has to learn. He's a young quarter. You cannot throw that ball into double coverage. That's dead set on a target before the snap.
Yeah, and his eyes never move. He's, obviously the play always works. What do they say? Hindsight's 50-50. I like to say, but move the eyes, look around the field.
Yeah,
and that's okay to be critical of that. That's how he's going to learn.
Yep.
But he got lucky with that one. I'm not sure how that was not an interception.
3rd down and 7, and if you're down 21-0, I would think they got 2 shots to pick up 7 yards here.
Yeah.
I don't think I would punt this. No time to play field position.
Wrong with a couple hitches left side.
Cromartie, nice throw. Oh, what a great play by the defender at the guess who that was?
Was his last name Mays?
His last name is Mays. Blake Mays stuck a hand in there at the last minute. Unbelievable play. I thought it was going for a touchdown.
They say a coach shouldn't coach his kid, but that kid is good.
Yeah, and that's a flag down right there. That is laundry on the field. What are they going to call? I see Viera's walking backwards.
Back, yeah.
That flag is way down deep in the secondary.
Huh. It looked like clean coverage.
Oh, they're going to call pass interference against Blake. Wow. So that's 15 yards and a Viera first down.
Well, take it.
I didn't see it. Did you?
No, it looked like he just batted the ball away.
Yeah.
But
unless it happened earlier.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, 1st and 10. You'll take them any way you can get them. Ball at the 25. The deepest field penetration of the night. Give us to Judah Knight. Knight with a hole up the middle.
That's
tackle
good.
From behind.
Good
run by Judah. Brought down on the play by Mekhi Mosley. Knights having a pretty good year. 2nd and 3 for Viera. 9:05 to play in the 3rd. 21-0 Baker County. Be sure to join us tonight if you're local at Slow and Low for the post-game show. Cromartie, get on the board here, and we can see some crazy things happen. Knight cuts back, and he'll be held up and stopped there at the point of attack.
See, this is where I'd like to give Chase 2 plays. If it works, whatever. Have an algorithm. We're running 2 plays. Just set the ball down and let's go a little tempo, and put the Baker County against their back on their heels and just set them back. Let's not get them so rested every play.
Right now, there's 8 guys in the box.
So they're ready.
10 guys really. So that was Martez, Holland on the stop. I mean, look at the line.
Yeah.
You got. I mean, there's one guy deep, and he's not even deep. Man-to-man coverage, not even press. Now it is. Throws, nice out. Caught at the 9, slips down, and Viera's got 1st and goal.
Set the ball down, run another one.
Who was that?
Pillow.
That Zach Pillow.
Zach Pillow.
So the Hawks on a little drive here, making something happen here to start. Nice pass by Chase there. That's a touchdown if it's a dry field.
Make Baker County uncomfortable.
Here's where the Hawks have certainly struggled this year. 6 times in the red zone against Satellite, 1 score. Cromartie rolls to his right, rolling, looks, fires. Way out of bounds. That'll bring up 2nd and goal. I want a touchdown here. I don't think you try for a field goal, even though you got a good kicker.
Yeah. Send a message.
Yep. How long before we see the earbuds in the helmets at the high school level?
If you can get a sponsor, it's coming.
Yeah.
Slow and Low might be a perfect fit for.
Yeah, right.
Might be something you want to talk to them about.
I have to
tonight.
give Nicole and her husband
That's right.
an ask on that one. All right, 2nd and goal for Cromartie and company. Judah Knight to his left. This is going to be a straight handoff up the middle. Nope, they're going to throw it. Blitz, throws, caught, out of bounds. That's the play that got them there. Be 3rd and goal, inching ever so closely to that goal line. 3rd and goal. Ball is now at about the 5, I'd have to guess. So 2 shots to get into the end zone, I think, here if you're Shane Staples. Knight.
I look at this right side.
Yep.
It's wide open.
Cromartie under pressure, gets outside. He's rolling, throws, caught, touchdown, Viera Hawks. Is that Zach?
I think it's Mikey Schmidt.
Mikey Schmidt on the catch, and Viera cracks the scoreboard with 6:40 to play in the 3rd.
Yeah, you hate to look at being down
Mikey
2
Schmidt.
scores, but 21, hopefully 21-7 is a whole different ballgame than 21-0.
Schmidt, that's busted coverage. He was wide open.
Wide open. But you've got good one-on-one matchups.
Yep. Jordan Torres, the lefty, on for the extra point. This snap, hold, kick, Torres.
That's good.
Guess what?
That's
it's good, Dan.
21-7, we'll take it.
Nice drive by the Hawks there, their first of the second half. That is their first touchdown to start a half, either the first or the second all season. And it's only a 14-point game.
Well, like I said, I like being down 14. I don't want to be down 14, but I like being down 14, obviously, as opposed to 21, which, no kidding. But with that momentum, they showed some good things in this series. Get the ball back. Maybe they can do it on this kick right here, but get the ball back and put some more points on the board.
Baker County 21, Viera 7.
The passing game is there.
Unusual to see 4 extra points in a high school football game made. All right, we're set here as Torres will kick it off. And that ball will be fielded at the 10. Whoop.
Oh, boy.
Nice cut back. Surfs his way back to the middle of the field. That's exactly what he
lateral.
did.
Yeah, the way he was going lateral almost looked like he was going to do like a reverse or something.
We got us a game here, Dan.
Yep.
21-7.
Well, that defense, well rested. First time on the field this half.
Second.
I'm sorry,
Yep,
second time. But they've looked good.
Yeah,
they've
did.
looked good this half.
And I think the thing you have to start doing that they didn't do early on in the game that Baker County did do was they had to make Viera or make Baker County pay for their mistakes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
6:29 to go here. Once again, we want to thank Nick Farinella, Realtor, Caldwell Banker Realty. Nick's telephone number is 321-543-1685. Nick, thank you for your support here on Brevard Sports Network and of the Viera Hawk football program. Want to thank the Viera Hawk Quarterback Club, Scott Woodruff, the president. Tomorrow night, big event coming up. It is casino night. Check the Hawks Facebook page out, Quarterback Club Facebook page out for more information about casino night. So Blake Mays brings them back out, and he's going to keep it. Breaks a couple tackles up the middle, gets outside, picks up an extra 4 yards he should not have had, but does because of the athlete he is, and it'll be 2nd and 3.
It's amazing to see him tonight. I mean, whatever he wants to do, he's doing.
Yeah.
Look at his jersey. He's dirty. He's just been all over. He's just making plays when he shouldn't be.
Like that time, that should have been a gain of 3.
Yeah.
Now it's 2nd and 3.
Correct.
So Blake now has 3 wide receivers near side, but they give straight up the gut, and that's a first down. And look at that explosiveness from Cam Smith. You could see it there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's.
That's not it. I mean, they had him, but he's just exploding through the hole.
He is. Yeah. It's just, again, I tell the boys, physics is undefeated. Mother Nature's undefeated. You've got to get on this guy.
Yep. Yeah, amen to that. 1st and 10. Look at this. Cuts back, still on his feet. Still on his feet. He won't break. He does. I would say he won't break that. Oh, my goodness. A Barry Sanders-esque move by Smith, and he's gone. Touchdown, Baker County. It's coming back, though.
Coming back, but for any running back coach, for any running back, that is a play to study. That is the Mark Rick stumble bum drill where you get a hand down, up, and you're not quitting. That is a great run. Going to be brought back, but as far as the running ability, that's a great run there.
If I'm him, I cut the clip and put it on huddle.
Yeah. Nobody cares about that flag.
No, that is unfortunate, as Larry Gage's calls are a hold there. Larry Wages, I should say, calls a hold.
The old stumble bum drill.
It's a face mask against touchdown. It's a face mask against Baker County, so the touchdown stands.
So, yeah, put it on huddle.
Yeah. What a run by Cam Smith. It was Barry Sanders-esque.
Absolutely. He's as good as advertised, and that is a great run.
Unbelievable. So pending that, the Hawks didn't need. I tell you, we tried to deliver a fair and, balanced broadcast, and I don't care who Viera's playing or any other team that I broadcast in Brevard County. When these student athletes make plays like that, I just get excited, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, again, we're trying to be up here being unbiased. I mean, we're football fans first and foremost.
Right.
I mean, it is cool to see that. Those are plays that anybody, when they go back and watch film tomorrow, Baker County or Viera, study that film, study that play, study what he did when he should have been tackled.
Yeah.
But he refused to give
3
up.
times.
Yes.
3 times. And I think Shane
footwork.
Shane is asking, where's the block in the back? And what was the mix-up? I think what happened there is one of the referees told them it was against Baker County, which is why everybody came back.
Right.
And Shane wants to know where, and I think you see Coach Menny going out. Shane's upset about this, and I understand.
Manny's a good get-back coach. I think he's going to call the dogs off on this one.
The referee tried to tell Menny to get off the field, but he's not going. Shane, got to be careful here. You can't pick up 15.
Well, I mean, for the last few weeks we see it. He's getting frustrated with the refs, and this, again, for him as a new head coach, these are moments for him too.
Yeah.
To you don't have to agree with it, and you're gonna fight it. I've obviously had my share of them too, but
the coaching moment is to get him down.
Yeah.
In the backfield,
because your players want to see you fight for them,
right?
But at the same time,
if he gets 2 points out of this, I mean, really? He just throws it up. Why not? Oh, that's 2. Did you see that? The ball comes out. What are they going to call? There's a flag down. I mean, that's as jumbled of a play as you'll ever see. Let's see what happens here. That's the illegal man downfield and everything else. Yeah. So the conversion it was fun to watch.
Are you not entertained?
Yeah, right. All right, so the conversion is no good, and with 5:20 to play here in the third quarter, a Cam Smith 60-yard touchdown run makes it 27-7 Baker County. Just don't have an answer for that. The only answer you have is wrap him up, hold on, and let your guys get there. But
you just have to. I mean, sometimes you hear it, and it's not just here. It's every school. The amount of hitting, because you don't want to get anybody hurt during the week.
No.
But you've got to practice tackling.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't wait until Friday night to put somebody down on the ground.
No. Because it doesn't work.
No. And we have numbers here. I hate to say anybody's exposed. You can just dispose of them and you're next man up. But if you're not prepared, you're not prepared.
Right. Nope. You're 100% correct on that. And tonight, Smith came into this game, obviously as the leading rusher with Baker County. He came in tonight with 480 rushing yards and just 39 carries. The young man was averaging 12.3 yards a rush. That is only going to go up tonight.
Well, on the average, because he broke away for almost 80?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be nuts tonight.
Last year Viera had a game against Tyler Emons in Harmony. I don't know if you were there for that one. Emons rushed for 245 yards, and that was something to watch.
Yeah.
And we have to see Mr. Emons again in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, right. Get some sleep, boys.
Yeah. Not just him, but we'll also see Hunter Turner and the young man, the transfer running back from Arizona that won a state championship in Arizona last year. And I don't know what's going on here, but I believe we are lining up to do this extra point again.
Huh.
Well,
After all that time.
if Shane didn't lose his mind before, he's liable to now.
Yeah. Let's find Minnie first.
Yeah. Once again, we'd like to welcome everyone watching tonight from Baker County. Thank you. And I wanted to have the opportunity to thank all of you that were part of making our trip so great last year, man. Great food, great entertainment, just a great Friday night atmosphere there. And that's right. That's the correct call, Dan. Illegal man downfield backs them up.
Correct.
And you got to run the play again.
Yep.
So now Blake Mays will try an extra point that is 25 yards.
Yeah.
And so we'll see snap, hold, kick, and give him a second effort, and he knocks it through, and it's
good.
28-7. And all you can do is just say, if you're Viera, nothing seems to break your way when you're having a season like this, unfortunately.
No, you're absolutely right. And that's the thing is, 1 week shouldn't carry into the next, but it's just the mindset, you don't want it to linger in, but it sometimes does.
Yeah. And look, these next 5 games are going to be a telltale sign of what they learned from these first 5 because they're not nearly as tough.
Well, and go have a good drive here again. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're
right.
back. You're back in this game.
Go win the next 5:20.
Yes.
Go win the next 5 minutes and 20 seconds, as Sterling said. Go win that. Play it in spurts, gentlemen. Ignore the scoreboard.
All right, what do we got?
Boy, I tell you, and it's a little early to give out players of the game, but I think going into the fourth quarter, it's going to be fun to watch Cam and Mays battle it out.
I think Mays has got the edge, but he's just been everywhere tonight.
Bobbled, picked up. Nice run.
Great. Ooh, you get a face mask?
Yeah, I don't know. Yep, they got it. So that'll be 15 more.
Right down hard. Was that Mikey Schmidt?
So stopped on the play by Seth Chestnut, the sophomore, and Chestnut grabbed the face mask. So the Hawks will pick up an additional 15 yards of field position here with 5:13 to play in the third quarter. Coming up tonight after the game, please join us at Slow and Low in Viera. Can't wait to talk about what happened tonight in and around good old Brevard County as we recap the night in high school football. Donnie Reber Jr. does an outstanding job with that, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Viera.
In Baker County territory.
Yep,
like.
if not,
Man,
right there
man,
at
they're
midfield.
marching.
Yeah, that's a big-time face mask.
45-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 45 here.
Again, I'd bail on the RPO. I think you've got left side opportunities.
In trouble, and Cromartie goes down, sacked on the play by Tucker Thrift, and that'll bring up 2nd and about 15. Nice job by Chase to protect the football there.
Yeah.
Look for the wins. Look for the wins.
Look for the win, Alan.
Thrift. You know, you try to be, you know, when you break down high school sports, Dan, and you preview it and you give predictions, you always try to be as polite and kind as you can because you want to pump the kids up. Avery Spurlock on that stop, a loss of 3 more, 3rd and about 15, 16, 17 now. And I think when we did our Viera preview this year, I think to a man, a lot of people in the know that understand the retooling process that's going on here looked at those first 5 games and thought this could be a possibility.
Yeah.
This could be a possibility. You don't want to say it because you don't want to damage confidence, but I don't think that this surprises a lot of people that know high school football here locally.
No, I don't think it's a surprise. I think it's a surprise that the players.
Yeah.
You know, I think they bought in. I think they bought in themselves, which they should. They absolutely should.
And they should buy in the rest of the year.
For sure, yeah. And they should have bought in preseason as well,
right.
But this is reality at this point.
And that was nearly picked. On the coverage there was Trenton Armstrong. And Cramps setting in now. But what we said in our preview was that these first 5 games would set the table for the learning experience as to what would come in the final 5.
Played out that way. Absolutely, it's played out that way.
And if this football team does what I think they're capable of, because these young men, look, we have seen these kids win. Dan, a couple of years ago, you and I froze our butts off over in Kissimmee as they played in the Pop Warner Super Bowl. A lot of these young men out here, most of them.
Yeah, and on this very same field when they played Pine Hills, it was a game that they were not supposed to win, but they found a way. They had great coaches, and they found a way to win. They dug down, and they believed in themselves, and they looked at their coaches, and they believed what they were telling them, and they did it. They performed. They executed everything the way they were supposed to. They have to do that again. They have to get to that point. They have to, they have to believe in themselves once again.
Right.
And again, it's off of the little victories.
And I think that when you get to the Merritt Islands and the Melbournes coming up, look, they're not going to be favored to beat Melbourne. They're not going to be favored to beat Merritt Island. They're not going to be favored to beat Harmony. It'll be a pick-em between Heritage and them. But certainly I expect to see better performances.
For sure. I mean, they're going to be more evenly matched, and they're going to, especially when they go up against the Harmony and stuff, they're going to believe that they have an opportunity. Even just if you look at the record books, the kids look at the record books and like, oh, we stack up against them without watching the film. That's right. Just knowing kids, that's how they work.
And they got a game against Bayside in there that's winnable on paper too. Bayside, the lone Brevard team with a bye this week.
It's there, but they just have to figure out what's working. Because there's not been a lot of consistency, at least on the offensive side of the ball with Viera. They just have to figure out what is working. And again, they're playing different defenses, but ultimately, what defines us? What is our pedigree? What are we doing well that we want to take into the second half of the season?
It's an opportunity to establish that identity.
Yes, correct.
For sure, no doubt. Alan Zlotorzynski and Dan Hancock with you live And listen, if you're Baker County, you've bounced back nicely from the loss to Baldwin last week, a loss that many didn't expect. Certainly didn't expect a 32-7 defeat next week. West Nassau, Bradford, Yulee, Andrew Jackson, Fernandina Beach, and Sun Lake. Kevin Mays has a football team here that I don't know that they're a Final Four team in that 2S, but I certainly wouldn't be surprised to see them deep into the playoffs when I look up and see Cocoa in 2S, Baker County to be there as well.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, they had a great run last year, but looking at those names you just named off, Jackson might be a not a contender, but they're going to give them a big fit. The rest of those teams are not perennially are not great teams year in and year out, but they Baker County studs. Baldwin, for everything people will say about Baker County, it's a bunch of corn-fed country boys. Baldwin is that team, and that's probably why they got a better of them last week.
Yeah. And look, I said to Coach Mays in the interview midweek, I said, Coach, you told us you had a lot of big guys would get up there last year and see all that speed.
Yeah, no, for sure. And his boy being one of them.
Yeah. Yep. All right, Cromartie and the Hawks, 1st and 10, straight up the gut.
That's a nice run. Probably one of the better night runs of the evening.
That's is that Mikey Schmidt? Mikey Schmidt on that carry there.
Yeah.
And Schmidt, a good hard run.
Yeah.
And
great athlete. He's just a great athlete.
He is. He made some catches in youth football, Dan, that are still highlight reels to this day.
Yes, sir.
Him and Zach Pillow both.
Pillow since he was 6 years old.
2nd and 3. Throws. And there's one of them.
Throw.
Touchdown! Viera threading the needle. Chase Cromartie to Mikey Schmidt.
A great throw. If you watch that play again, you'll see Chase's eyes looking left, and then last minute looks right to Mikey.
What a throw.
Just put him on a rope there.
That's the best throw of the season by Cromartie.
Absolutely.
And it's 28-13 pending the extra point from Jordan Torres.
And that's the thing about Chase is Chase, he's taking his bumps this year, but nobody's throwing a better ball than Chase. He's very accurate, and when you let him, and it was nice to see that in pressure too, because that was a great throw.
He thread that needle.
He really did, yeah. And that's for his confidence too.
That's the Iceman type of play there.
Yeah.
Snap, hold, kick, and Torres gets it
That's
over.
Good.
Yeah. So with 2:45 to play in the third here on the Nick Farinella Realtor BSN Viera Hawks telecast tonight, it is 28-14. Baker County on top. I thought an interesting statistic about, and this is not a knock, I love Derek Smith doing a good job up in Georgia retooling his program. He took over up there. But since Coach Mays left, this is a program that has gone. They were 50-27 in his 7 years here. Mm-hmm. Since his departure, they're 28-22. It's interesting.
Well, he is, again, not just based off of one interview, but Mays just commanded respect, and I think he had that from his players, and he had that from just so many people around here. And Smith was a great coach too, but he's everybody that comes through this program for the next however long is going to be compared to Mays,
Kevin Mays,
and he just did such a great job.
And he's doing a pretty good job to start up at Baker County so far.
Yeah, but I tell you, he's such a great fit up there. That is such a perfect fit for him.
He's also the athletic director.
Is he? Yeah.
At ball, and that's a great kickoff by Jordan Torres. So with 2:45 to go, Baker County will take over 1st and 10, and this is great news for the Hawks. The bad news is they got to try to stop Cam Smith again.
and/or Mays.
And/or Mays, right. Once again, thanks to Nick Farinella. And, you know, it takes a lot to put on a BSN broadcast and telecast each week. We have a lot of great sponsors. Sorry? No, it's 28.
They missed a 2-point conversion.
No, they got a chance to do it again on the penalty and made it 28. Yep. All right, so we also like to thank Best Private Investigations, Kendall Signs, Connect Sports, Funding and Consulting, Uberzati, Kel Clean, Slow and Low Barbecue. All right. Have another, right?
Absolutely.
All right. That's a penalty. I missed it. So it's a face
All right,
mask
face
penalty.
mask.
I had somebody come up to the booth and wanted to talk to the guy that does the scoreboard because she felt like the score was misrepresented.
12 minutes later.
12 minutes later, right? First and 10.
Viera's still in this ball game.
Yes, they are.
You know,
It's only a
that's the thing.
2-touchdown game. We got a false start here. And, you know, I'm laughing, but she's right. If you just turned away and didn't pay attention.
Yeah. And she wasn't.
If you just did that, you did miss it because we would have.
Right. But we're professional, Alan. We don't miss stuff like that.
No, right. There's another flag. Yeah, right. Shouldn't it be 27?
Nah.
No, sure shouldn't. Should be 28. That's funny. You know, we do this segment each and every week on Brevard Sports Network that I highly recommend to all of you out there here locally. And so we do a catch-up on what's going on with those playing college football. And former Viera quarterback Tim DeMoron.
Quietly having probably one of the better college careers of any former Hawk.
And Tim is going to get drafted into the National Football League as a quarterback.
I believe it.
And he's going to have a chance to play. He's got all the tools.
Yeah.
He's 6'6", 225 pounds. You know, through 3 games so far with Fordham, DeMoron, 550 yards he's averaging. And he's got over 1,600 yards through 3 games, and he's averaging 5 touchdown passes a game.
He's averaging being the player of the week.
Three straight weeks he's been the Patriot League Offensive
There's only
Player
been
of the
4
Week.
of them.
Yeah. And he can throw every ball.
Yeah.
I asked Coach Mays this week because Timmy played for Kevin.
Yeah.
Did he ever see that coming with Tim DeMoron? And the answer was yes, he did. He knew he had all the tools. Under a minute to go here in the third, and it's 3rd and 9.
So quiet because he basically had one season here where he was the starter here, you know, and he was the prototypical pro-style quarterback. He played like it. He had a great season here, but he's had an even better college career.
And slipping down, it'll bring up 4th down. That'll be the final play of the 3rd quarter. And I think the one thing, too, that a lot of people forget is he got – listen, I got to say this because we're in the Viera press box here, but the following year, a lot of people forget that loss to Plant.
Oh, God.
That happened here because of the flag thrown on the public address announcer. It was ridiculous.
It was absolutely absurd. It was a fake noise. You couldn't have fake noise.
Right,
Yeah.
and it was terrible.
Yeah.
And that cost DeMoron a chance to play in the Final Four.
Yeah. And that's why we hate Plant. Because the next year, too, I believe we lost the Plant.
Yeah, we did.
I think it was running clock, but it was, you know.
A little different the following year.
Yeah. But we hate Plant.
Yeah. No doubt.
But if anybody from Plant wants to sponsor Brevard Sports Network,
please do. We'd be happy to promote you. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. With your score, the Baker County Wildcats 28, the Viera Hawks 14. And Dan, I absolutely love the Hawks are doing exactly what we said they needed to do, and I might add Sterling Shepard as well. I'm watching the broadcast tonight. Win the quarter. Guess what?
Yeah.
They did.
They did. So, no moral victories.
Right.
They've got to go out there, and they've got one more quarter to put 14 more points up at least. But have another quarter like the third one. And they're still in this ball game.
How about and hold Baker County to none?
Yeah.
Put up 14. Let's go to overtime.
And the passing game is there. Passing game is there. They've got to trust it. Chase isn't going to get any more confidence by not doing it. So let them do it.
Yep. And we just saw what he's capable of as Blake Mays will punt on 4th and 5.
There we go.
You got to be nervous if you're Baker County whistles. And this is not going to make Kevin Mays happy if it's against Baker County, because you never want a penalty coming out of a timeout, especially a movement or a clock violation penalty. And I think it's going to be too many men on the field. Or they just didn't start it. Was the white hat going to give the indication of what's going on here, or what are we doing? What are we doing here? Apparently nothing. All right, so I guess it's like a play in volleyball where we don't know. We're just going to replay it. 4th and 5. Mays, the punt, snap. He gets a good one off and over and directly to Schmidt. He'll fair catch it, and I think that's a wise decision.
Yeah.
And the Hawks will take over 1st and 10 at the 27, their own 27 with 11:52 to play in the game tonight. So I just want to give you an idea of the conditions out here on this field. Take a look at the Viera sidelines. Look at that.
Well, where Schmidt just caught it, you think it's dry out there, where he just planted and there was a big splash coming up from his feet.
I mean, my goodness. Maggie Davis, the athletic director, has got to be just going, oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Please tell me we aren't going to need to put new turf down.
Well, casino nights tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Raise a lot of money. We can get new turf. We can do AstroTurf. We can do whatever.
That's a good point, Dan.
Tickets still available, they say.
Yeah, tickets still available. 1st and 10 for Chase Cromartie and the Viera Hawks. Cromartie, following the Hancock playbook, throws. Caught!
And it's caught.
What a catch. How about it,
now
Dan?
run down the field and do it again.
Yes. Go, come this side.
Yeah.
Quincy Gillens, I think, on that catch.
Peek left, get the play, run it.
Quincy Gillens. What a catch by Gillens.
Yeah.
I thought it was a dangerous pass, but Gillens, to his credit, went up and got it.
He's a good ball player.
Yeah, he is.
You talk about the seniors and whatnot. You hope for these guys that they can really put something together tonight and the rest of the season.
Viera's MO this year has been stronger as the game progresses. This is Judah Knight, who slips down and is drilled down further. And he's going to lose 2 yards. Stopped on the play violently there by the sophomore Seth Chestnut. 28-14, still plenty of time here. Viera looking to make it a one-score game. 3 wide receivers near side. Cromartie rolls this way, keeps it, cuts back, drilled. Nice play there by Tucker Thrift. And that'll bring up 3rd and 14, another loss of a yard. That was a designed quarterback run, so no sack.
Yeah, and that hasn't worked well tonight for Viera. Chase, keeping the ball hasn't worked well. I mean, he's got better options.
And what would that be again, Dan?
Here we go.
Silence is that ball is blocked at the line. And getting a hand on that, I cannot see the young man's number because he is covered in mud. Looks like number 17, Casey McDowell, batted that down. And Dan, I'm gonna be honest with you here. I know it's a 2-score game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know I'd punt here. I get it's 4th and 14. But I guess you're going to play field position here. I guess you need to be in a little bit better spot, maybe 4th and 7, 4th and 8, and at least. But you are on the Baker County side of the 50.
Yeah, I mean,
nice punt, end over end.
letting Viera keep the ball says we've got confidence in this offense.
Yeah.
Then it's on them. It's not a bad play to punt it, but,
I don't think anybody would fault them had they tried it.
No. You get it.
Yeah. All right, Baker County. And really, honestly, they had the one big touchdown run by Cameron Barry Sanders Smith there in the third quarter. But outside of that, this offense has gone to sleep on Coach Kevin Mays.
Yeah. And, they're probably just put it in cruise control, just, going to kill clock and just run the ball. Which hurts Viera. You need to get this ball back and make some quick scores.
Mays turns, gives to Smith, cuts back. Close, but not a face mask, and that'll be second and maybe he picked up 2.
Yeah, gave him generous.
Yeah, it was very generous. Second and 8, 9:50 to play in the game.
Bye-bye.
Mays in trouble.
Or is he?
Got to get him. Throws it. And Viera, nice job
Could've been a
covering
lot
that up.
worse.
Yeah, sure could have. They contain it. Ball caught by Joshua Holmes. 3rd and 9.
So Viera needs a good stop here. Should get the ball back. Well, let's see what they do, but they should get the ball back on their Baker County side of the ball.
Yeah, if they can get the stop here. This is the biggest third down of the night, obviously. Get a hold here. Mays turns, gives. Look at that.
Wow.
I mean, incredible. Forward progress by Cam Smith's going to give him a first down, and he just scooted through the hole. I mean, it was like he
That's just
moonwalked
stupid.
through
Yeah,
that
that's
thing
just stupid.
forward. What? And I mean, look, it may not looked dynamic, but
And it works.
I mean, the speed.
Yeah.
He's got it.
Well, the speed, he's got the speed and just that grit to keep grinding after contact.
Staying low to the ground,
Yeah.
shoulders square, ball tucked. 1st and 10 at the 30. Smith again. He's going to just slip down that time.
Wetfield won that one.
Yep. Was that Hunger Bueller? Nope. That was, I believe that. No.
Looks like Hufty maybe.
Yep, Seth Hufty.
Yeah.
Or Owen George. Number 9.
Oh, is it not? Yeah, that's Owen
Owen
George.
George there. Car across the parking lot flashing their lights.
I think they wanted to have you lift your shirt. So those codes from Daytona Beach, 1986.
Yeah, right? 2nd and 12.
Gosh,
And
here
that's
he
not
goes
even
again.
Cam Smith. And that's another Baker
first
County
down.
first down. And they are
Clock will
just
run.
tearing the middle up. That time it's Kanias Williams. And 7:30, tick-tock, tick-tock. The Hawks need a stop. (28-14), 7:30 and counting. Ball at the 40. It was 3rd and 7 a couple of plays ago. Cam Smith picked up a big first down, and then that time it was Kanias Williams. Turns, gives back to Williams. Williams cuts through. Easy 5 yards. And, Dan, this has been one of the things that we have seen this year. This defense has gotten progressively better. But in having to bear the brunt of short possessions, throughout the course of an entire game wear down about this point.
Well, it's just like you see him when he just takes that little beat, and then he just charges full speed into them. They don't seem to want to. They don't want to make contact.
No. 2nd down and 5. Turns, gives, and it'll be
Just
3rd
shy.
and 1. Now, this is the part of the broadcast that everybody's going to hate, and I apologize, but Brevard Sports Network operates off of limited sponsorships, and we do have broadcasting packages. We do appreciate sometimes we ask for donations. It helps with we do have employees. It helps with employees. It also helps with, as look at that run, 1st down, Baker County. It also helps with purchasing new equipment and just bettering the overall environment and broadcast. Anything helps, and in the post description is our Cash App and Venmo, and we only do that one time. We only ask one time throughout the course of the game. All of our high school broadcasts are free to the public. Our youth, we got an injury on the field. We don't show injuries. So if anything helps, and we certainly appreciate you and all of your support in helping Brevard Sports Network become what it has become, not just here on the Space Coast, but across Central Florida. So our Cash App and our Venmo are located in the post description tonight, and thank you very much.
Well, and again, you do such a great job, but it's not just Central Florida. Baker County, you've got a lot of viewers from Baker County tonight that would otherwise not have an opportunity to see this game tonight, and you just, again, it sounds like I'm on the payroll. I'm not, but you just do such a great job for everybody that they don't want to come out on a wet night. They can watch the games at home. You know, it's just such a great. You know, we didn't have this when I was a kid.
No, we certainly didn't have it when I was a kid. I mean, you know, the cell phones we had when I was a kid, Don Johnson was pulling them out. And they were as big as paint cans.
That's right.
I remember my boss had a car phone. We used to sell newspapers door to door. My boss had a car phone that actually got mounted. He had to get the thing mounted onto the center console of the van. 1st and 10 ball at the Viera 47-yard line, and this has been a what I usually call a game-sealing drive.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to go handoff inside counter. I'm going to say inside counter to the man with mud all over his white jersey.
I think that is Dan. Let's see here. Let's, like Johnny Carson used to do, let's put the envelope to the forehead and see what happens. Oh, that snap gets away, and Mays falls right on it. Yeah, right. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 20 now with 5:24 to play in the game. And if you're local here on the Space Coast, please join us tonight at Slow and Low Barbecue. Come on down tonight. I don't see any scores being updated. Well, there's a bunch of them there. I forgot to scroll I scrolled back to the top, but just didn't. Missed all your comments. I apologize. Dylan Rita says, Viera right now unable to play 4 quarters of football. I think a lot of that has to do with the youth.
That might.
And that is number 3. That's Blake Mays.
Blake Mays.
So it'll be 4th and about, picked up 10. 4th and 10 now. Or, well, I don't know. Why does that thing say 1st down? Timeout, Viera. So with 4:37 to go. All right, Toho 27-7. Cocoa 37-3 over Melbourne. I'm not surprised.
No. I mean, you know, Cocoa they had a rough start to the season, played some fantastic teams, but I think Cocoa's back. Now they're just going to settle into their normal schedule, and they're going to continue to be Cocoa. The Cocoa's just dominant.
And Kissimmee Osceola 28, Rockledge 7, and I went back and forth on this game all week long. First I had Rockledge by 10, then I had Kissimmee Osceola by a touchdown. Last night on the Ubrzati post-game or high school football preview show, I changed my pick again to pick Rockledge by 3, but I will tell you that I'm not surprised by this score. Kissimmee Osceola has played Lakeland. They have played Seminole. So they played
Both
two
those are
teams
factories.
ranked in
Yeah.
the top 15 in the state.
In the state.
Now, Rockledge has not had the toughest of schedules like that, but they have played some teams out of South Florida, Gulliver Prep and Doral Academy. Here it's 28-14, Baker County on top with 4:37 to go in the game. Third down and 10. Blake Mays, actually it's not Blake, that's Davion, throws deep and overshot him. So back in to throw the deep ball there was Davion Dean, and we haven't seen him since the second drive of the game, and Baker comes on to punt the football. So it'll be 4th and 10, and Viera with 4:30 to go. Still not out of it, but they got to make something happen quick on this next drive.
Tempo has got to be the recipe here.
I want to thank, once again, all of our sponsors. Nick Farinelli, of course. But Brevard Sports Network has got a host of sponsors. Is Blake Mays Kicks. I want to thank Best Private Investigations, Kendall Signs, Connect Sports, Uberzati, Kel Clean, Slow and Low, Special K Bartending. They all enter into limited partnerships and sponsorships agreements with us, so we thank them for their support and keeping us afloat as the rain, Dan, returns.
It's
the
back.
Umbrellas pop up, and it's just in time to be able to pack up and get soaked on the way to the car.
A wet ball is a hard ball to throw, and they need to be throwing this ball. They don't have a lot of time left.
Cromartie had a good second half. Chase throws. That's a good ball in the rain. And that time, Gillens battles for it. And how are you? Good, good. Donnie Reber Jr., we got a request for a satellite score if you know it. Be sure to join us tonight on All. Dan, who's this young lady standing next to you?
This here is Grace Hancock.
Yeah?
We like to know her as Baby Bear, but she doesn't like that.
Baby Bear.
Baby Bear.
Okay. And
the rain is not just showing up, it's knocking the doors down.
yes, indeed. And there's a glimpse of what we could see a lot in the middle of the week.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to bite my tongue on that. And once again, just want to tell you a little bit about a lot of our sponsors, Best Private Investigations. Here's hoping, Dan, you never have to call a PI, right? Because it's never good when you say, well, I need a private investigator. But if you do.
If you need one.
Yeah,
Who you got, Alan?
Gregory Buttrick and Best Private Investigators. Check them out online at www.bestprivateinvestigations.com. You can, I was going to say, if you want to shut that door, pull that cord, you're more than welcome. I think it's attached. You got a cord on the other side. Yep. And it is coming down. Satellite 27-0 there. Wow. Look at this. A deluge.
Look at that flagpole. It is getting it shaken.
I just hope this isn't going on at Melbourne because Caleb and those guys are broadcasting from the outside tonight.
Well, Jackson might float away.
Well, Jackson's in Merritt Island.
Oh, okay.
He's inside.
Okay.
There you go. All right. Football weather for you. I don't know.
I don't think the heavy stuff will come down for some time.
It just makes for horrible broadcasting weather. And this is why exactly we ask for donations, because this ruins equipment.
Yes, sir.
Ruins equipment. And this stuff is expensive to replace. That headset you got on, buddy, $250. $250. 4:03 to go, and I would say just no shot to throw the ball in this.
No, sir.
No shot.
And we're, from up here, I don't even know if you can see down on the field, 10 yards down the field from where they're at. I would not risk throwing the ball.
Sterling says, did you see the Bears 49ers game in week 1? Yes. That was I honestly think I know you're not supposed to play in that, or I know football plays in all types of weather, but that's dangerous to play in that. I mean, I thought they really should have put that game off till later that day, or, I mean, and what we saw during the pandemic was you can actually postpone those games for a night.
Yeah.
Balls on the ground. Baker County has it, and I believe they do.
Yeah.
Baker County recovers, and that will be the dagger for sure. 3:20 to play. Coming up tomorrow on Brevard Sports Network. It's Youth Football Saturday, as we have Sun Tree Viera Youth Football all day. But aside from that as well, we have the afternoon games from over at Satellite Beach. You'll see the Satellite Beach Scorpions this year. They've changed their name, Dan. I like that.
It's the same thing with what Viera did in 2015.
From the Lightning to the Hawks.
Lightning to the Hawks. It's just total buy-in. Those kids, from the time they're very, very little, they want to be part of this program and be in the same name. It doesn't sound like it means a lot, but it sure does.
Yeah, 20. Yeah, you're absolutely right, and it keeps them glued.
Yeah.
And there's already enough transferring going on. 3 minutes to go in this one. Baker County with the ball and a 2-touchdown, 28-14 lead. All right, Dan, I'm putting you on the spot. Who is your Nick Farinella Realtor player of the game tonight?
I'm going to go with Mr. Mays.
Yeah.
Mays has just been so dominant on all sides of the ball, all three phases. I mean, he's had a night.
Yeah, because of what he came down here and did tonight against players he grew up with, and what was at stake for him emotionally, personally. Look, Cam Smith had a great game tonight.
Cam had a great night.
There's no, as my dad used to say, bout a doubt.
Oh,
my goodness. Did you see that? That was a Patrick Mahomes type play. Did they mark him down, or did they give him the pass completion? What a play by Blake Mays.
That's where you would see the coach getting, what did he just do?
Great job.
Yeah, great. I told him to do that.
On that play alone, I'm going to solidify Blake Mays as the Nick Farinella player of the game, and Mays will be stopped short of the goal line. 44-3 Cocoa over Melbourne tonight. And the Bulldogs, at least they know what they got to do.
Yeah.
I imagine Twitter will be fun to look at tonight.
Well, yep.
I would say this. Let it go.
Let it go. And players don't look at it.
No. Mays up the gut, and why not in for another touchdown? Is that Cam Smith
No.
up? Yep, it is.
Yeah.
Yep, Cam
maybe
Smith.
Maybe he still wants a chance of this.
Well, third touchdown of the night, 1:22 to go, and so Blake Mays will try to kick an extra point here as we pick up the wet cords off the ground. So, Dan, with 1:22 to go, because we're going to log off and head down to slow and low immediately after the game, your final thoughts on this one tonight?
Well, it was a sloppy one thanks to the weather, but Viera showed some good things. I think they had a better night on defense, and they showed that the passing game does work. I would stick with it. I wouldn't sprinkle it in. I would almost go heavy passing, just to get that rhythm. The run game is there. We know that. And it tipped away.
Another crazy 2-point conversion play there.
They just have to find their rhythm on offense, find out what their offensive identity is, and just stick with it.
I hope all of you in Baker County enjoyed the broadcast tonight. Once again, thank you for logging on and checking us out here, and give the page a like. You don't have to follow it, but a like would be great. I know you don't want to be inundated with updates of live streams coming up, especially 2.5 hours away, but the likes will help us. And I don't know that this series continues next year, but I hope it does. I hope we get a chance to go back up to Baker County again.
For all the things that Coach Mays did here with going to the Allen, Texas, and Gonzaga and Washington,
Great
DC, great trips. But going to Baker County is a great trip.
Yeah.
You don't have to go out of state.
Nope.
But it's a great time. This. I don't know if you want to call it a rivalry, but it means something, and it's. go play some good football. You're playing a good team, and you're going to see some good coaching up there. And it's if I was Coach Stables, I would try to make this a yearly thing.
I know Coach Derek Smith was working on a game before the pandemic hit where he was going to go play Mater D out in California.
Yeah.
And it's probably a good thing the pandemic hit.
I think you're right. So we got stuck with Bishop Sycamore.
Right.
We're going to go Bishop Sycamore on them.
34-14 following the missed extra point. Kickoff. Field it. Still on his feet. Good run back. Good cut in. And that's what I'm talking about, no giving up. I don't know that I would put Chase back in here. If you have somebody else at this moment, it is these I always call it the Booby Miles moment.
Right.
You know, not necessary.
Well, I see green cleats.
Yep. Sterling says he saw some good things tonight. So did we. And I believe.
Looks like a Wildcat again.
Yeah, it's a Wildcat. Judah Knight just going to take a. You're very welcome. Very welcome. Angie Taylor.
That's my wife's new boss.
Yeah, and she says she really does like Grace Hancock.
Well, Gracie's.
What's not to like, right?
She's the fan favorite of the family.
And we say it every week. It's 34-14, Braden. We say it every week. Angie does a terrific job with what she does.
Oh,
it's unbelievable.
Yeah, for a long time, her business is doing great. And I know she's glad to have Miss Page with her, but she's done a great job for not just the speech therapy aspect of it, but with the concussion stuff, preseason monitoring. She does a fantastic job with that.
Yes, she does. I remember a couple of years ago over at Space Coast Daily, I did an interview with Angie and that concussion protocol stuff. But, yeah, it was really great stuff. 34-14, final 30 seconds. Dan, I'm going to give you the final word.
Well, once again, Alan, thank you so much for having me in the booth tonight. It was fun. It was a sloppy one, but that's football, and we love it. So thank you once again for having me up here tonight.
No doubt, and we'll wait to see. We'll watch the teams cross midfield here. Always want to see. I'm sure there'll be a hug exchange between Kevin Mays and Shane Staples. Good run, and that'll do it here from Hawk Stadium. Your final score will be Baker County moves the 3-1. The Hawks down to 0-5. Final score, Baker County 34, Viera 14. Thank you all very much. Have a great night. We'll see you at Slow and Low.